Hey everybody, it's the Modern Day Nana. Alright, I have been working in this junk journal of my trip to Spain, and I've got some things done. I was just trying to get the basics done so that we could, get into all the little stuff, making tags, and I haven't got pictures ran off yet, so this is what I've been doing. I was putting, if they didn't have, if the pages didn't have an edge, like a folded edge on them, I was going back in and putting something on it. This one I just put a ribbon on the end. I didn't fold it over. Well, I did fold it over a little bit. Okay, so that is basically what I have done with most of these. Still got a few. So I thought we could do a few together and then we'll move on to something else. Some of them, if they were a really good sturdy cardstock, like scrapbook paper, I didn't feel like I needed to, and we'll probably be putting ribbons and lace and what have you on there. But what I did was I just took the offcuts of all of the scrapbook paper that I had left, and I just kind of folded them in half. So I have this big bolt of ribbon I got for $2, so I've been using it too. So all I've been doing is, see this, now this is just two smaller pieces. Most of the pieces I have in this book are 12 by 12s. This is more like a like an 8 by 11. But you know, that doesn't hurt. And I'm not really being particular about matching up colors, because I just kind of feel like the whole book is, you know, going to match when it comes down to it. I mean, it's going to be basically a lot of pinks. I'm just trying to use up the stuff I've got. I didn't go out and buy anything. I just want to use up some of this stuff that I have laying around. So I'm just going to put glue. Now, you could use, this is just glue stick, but you could use, I think you could use almost anything as long as, you know, it'll stick down. And I think what I'll end up doing too is we can go back in and sew these. So I'm not like super duper worried. This ribbon is the worst to stick down. I'm not super duper worried about getting it super stuck down. I just kind of wanted to get it in place so we can come back and we can sew. We can do like a zigzag stitch or whatever later. I've also got this fabric fusion. I might have some fabric tack somewhere. Honestly, I think that might be Dollar Tree. Just good old school glue. You know, it's paper. The only thing when you get into fabric like this ribbon, the glue stick seems to be working fine, but the fabric fusion will definitely work. And I think it will still be okay to put a stitch through. I don't think it'll gum up our needle. So we'll see. I'm just going in and sticking these random, these random pieces of paper down to use up. Okay, and we'll get this done and we'll move on. I did end up taking some of the pages out of that book. we talked about last time. I found the oldest, when I was in Madrid, I went and found the oldest bookshop in Madrid. That is what they're known for. And it was this adorable little place that it didn't really have an inside. It had an inside, but it wasn't like for people to go in. And just right up around the corner from that was that chocolate shop I was telling you about. So see, I'm just giving this so that when you go to turn the page, you got a little something more to grip to than just the flimsy, just that flimsy sheet. So I did take apart this book. What do I do with it now? Can't even remember what the title was. Here it is. I just pulled some pages out of it. What was it? Pearl S. Buck, The Patriot. And I got this. It was like a 1952 edition. I got that at that bookstore. That's what this is. So this is kind of a twofold purpose, I feel like. Not only are we making the edges sturdier, but we're also giving these pockets. See how we fold it over? And that can be a little pocket for us to put things in. It's giving us a closed up, nice closed up edge on these pockets. See what I mean? So it's going to close that up. I'm just kind of randomly doing it, just using up these scraps. And, you know, we can use these up. You know, we can make little put little things together. So yeah, I cut up, you know, I just had pieces, so like from museums and the parks and whatever. So if you go on vacation, you know, just be mindful to pick up stuff like that, so then you have some junk to work with. Okay, and I think I might not have gotten this pack done. I kind of had them, I kind of got it into 5 signatures. So I think I got it like into 5 signatures of about 9 of these folded. So that's going to end up being quite a bit. And I kind of measured, if you saw last week's video, I did, when I cut out to get ready, I believe I did a 4-inch spine, which sounds like an awfully lot, but the problem is if you don't make your spine big enough, or you fill it too full, then you got the big gaping mouth where the book, if you know, you kind of want it to shut, at least semi, be able to shut like a book, you know, like shut like a book. I've taken some pages out of here, but what happens with mine is, you know, my cover's like that on it because I've got so much stuff in it. So by making the spine bigger, I'm thinking I'm going to alleviate some of that. I'm just going to glue this down. This was the other side of that book page that didn't fit on that side, so I just folded it over. And like I said, we can sew I've got the sewing machine right over here so we can sew. And I got out, I just looked at the ribbons, and I had purchased, in Spain, I had gone to this really cute shop, and I bought the kids some stuff, and I bought me some stuff, and I purchased some ribbon. I don't know, I don't really think, I was thinking what to do with it. Now see, this was a page that was just like an 8 by 11, and then this was a 12 by 12. Alright, I feel like we're at a place with these, and I'm not ready yet to get them together as far as, you know, how we want them arranged in our signatures necessarily. But I've got all of these. Oh, I wanted to show you this one. This one was one. This was just a bag that I got. I was at that cute store I was telling you about where I got the ribbon. So I just opened up the bag, reinforced it, just kind of folded it over on itself and reinforced it. And this is the top, of course, where the handle is. And reinforce the sides like we've just been doing with, you know, with the scrapbook paper. And we have ourselves a nice page for our Spain junk journal. Okay, so all told, I just, you know, think I probably have 2, 3. I'll just kind of go through them and you can kind of see what I've got on the insides. Okay, so book pages 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Alright, and I think I'm going to divide these into 5 signatures. And there's a couple of maps I'm going to try to figure out how to kind of put in here, but keep whole, because I really want to be able to see the back and the front and the back, and I want to see, because I marked on them and stuff, I want to try to not like glue them down. I want them to be, you know, like this one I glued down. Oh, this was old, this was paper I got, stationery paper I got. It's like a, it's like a rice paper. It's a really light green, so it's really pretty. So I used this on a few of the sheets. Here's that bag, part of that bag. Yeah, you know, and I just used some of those book pages because, like I said, I'm not going to read that book. And I'll use some more book pages as we put, oh, here's some of that light green, like rice paper. And I've got other paper somewhere too that's a rice paper, and I think some mulberry paper, you know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, so I feel like we got a good start on those. So here is that ribbon, and I just went ahead and grabbed anything I thought would work, okay? So this is cute, it's just a little white tassel stuff. So we've got that. This is all stuff that I've thrifted or I've cut off of something. This is really pretty, and it's just a lace, a pink lace. So that'll be great to use, and it's nice and soft. Just cute, you know, cute ribbon that I've thrifted. All kinds of miscellaneous stuff. Here's some teal velvet. I got that at Dollar Tree, I think over Christmas time. Here's part of an old scarf. So if it's something that, you know, the colors will work, keep a hold of it. Here's just some, I think that, well, it says $1, so I'm not sure, but it's just like a pink crochet. So I got this stuff together, and I've got, and I haven't really gone through my fabric yet, but yeah, I just picked up, here's part of an old sundress, but it's the right colors, so hopefully we can use that. This was a piece that I went ahead for another book. I just sewed a bunch of things together. This was just a piece off of the top. Yeah, so see, we just have, there's a bunch of old pink velvet ribbon. One year I did, well, more than 1 year, I did a Victorian tree. So, you know, you just have to think a little bit outside the box. Here was off of an old cami. Might have been a nightgown. But I thought, whoa, that's way too pretty to throw away. So we've got all this to work with. Okay. Some old, really pretty, I think it was on a Christmas thing. It's kind of a burgundy red. So, yep, we got all kinds of stuff there to work with. And like I said, I was trying to very loosely stay in my theme of those colors. Okay? So that is what we have going for now. Let me get the sewing machine out and we can get some material ruffled up. And you know what we could do, which would be fun? We could do a snippet roll. You know what I'm talking about? And in a snippet roll, these would come in handy. Let's get a few things together. Let me get out my sewing machine and we'll do a snippet roll real quick, okay? And then I'll let you guys go for today. Alrighty, guys. I got my scraps together that I thought I might want to use for the snippet roll. And there are a ton of ways to do this. We're just going to piddle and play. So what I did was I got a bunch of pieces of fabric together, and I just kind of chopped them up a little bit. So we've got some ribbons that I chopped up, we've got some old lace, just little pieces of different kinds of fabric, and these were you know, a variety of things. There were some clothes that I cut up. A lot of these were old clothes. This is an old pillowcase. I just took the trim part. It was literally falling apart. So that's what this stuff is. This was an old skirt. This pink was an old skirt. So what I'm going to do, and this will make us a nice snippet roll. You could use whatever is your base. I'm just going to use this, I think I got it from the Dollar General. If you just wanted to strip a piece of fabric out and use that, any kind, just a strip of something. You know, you could use just a strip of, that was a skirt, like I said. I am just going to go ahead and use this. It's kind of like, it is wired on the sides. I'm not going to get the sewing machine on that. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch. And I am just going to go down through, and we can get this snippet roll going. Oh, this was a piece of lace off of this is a nice idea, you guys. Just take a clothespin, an old clothespin. I don't think this is an old one. This was just a piece of lace. Oh, not even much to it. This was a piece of lace off of it was a nightgown. But let's just go ahead and get your bits and pieces out. And this is a great way to use all this stuff up. And these are basically, you know, the colors we're going for. So we're just going to start with our piece of ribbon. And I probably, the way this camera's set up, I don't know if I told you guys, I didn't tell you in this video, but the Grand Girls were over last week, and actually they were leaving, so, but we were up here crafting and going and doing, and this place is so crowded and congested. I tripped over my tripod and broke it that my camera sits on, so, yeah. And I'm not sure, I can't get the front of the sewing machine. This sewing machine is just one that I got, I think, at, my mom got it for me one Christmas. Let me show you here. It's just and it's a great little, it's a brother. It's a great little sewing machine. Let me see. Oh, that's just going to get us closer. We don't want to do that. Well, shoot. You know what? You're going to see it come out of the back of here. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'll show you though. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start. It's so lightweight and easy to move around. It's nice. I'm not going to pin it. You know, it just seems like a big hassle to me, and all you need is just literally a little snip of whatever you're laying down, and you just start basically putting your layers down however you want them, and then we can also kind of snip this off after we get it done. Here was some that was it was ribbon, but it was little flowerettes. So see, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay this stuff down really randomly, and it's just bits and pieces of chunky fabrics. Probably kind of try to lay the lace on top because, you know, you're going to see it better. And just put these pieces down and take a straight stitch through them. And you'll see it when it comes out the other end. Here's some lacy bits that I think were off of a nightgown. See what I'm doing? See, I'm just laying it down. And we're just going to take a little straight stitch through it. Now I did put teal in the top thread, so you are going to see a teal thread running through it, but I don't mind that. This is literally bits and pieces and scraps. We're just going to lay down like we are here, okay? And I'm just going to start sewing. I'm going to just do it very randomly, and you'll see it when it comes out the other side. Okay? Just a nice, not real tight. And then we can do something else to embellish the top when we're done. We can put some buttons on it, or some beads, you know, whatever we've got. I'll just start showing you as this machine's pretty quiet too. It's nice. I'm going to go kind of slow because we've got quite a few layers here. And if we wanted to, we could kind of ruffle these up. Here, let's see. There. Get to where you can see it a little bit better. I'll try to do this with my left foot. There. So you can see it as it comes through the other side. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just randomly laying these fabrics down, kind of crisscrossing them, you know, whatever. Little piece of a scarf here that I thought was super pretty. And have your scissors handy, you know, if you need to snip while you're going. Okay. I don't think I can do this with my left foot. Isn't that funny? When you get used to doing something with one foot. Okay, can you see it as it's coming through? That is going to be so cute for us to put in our book. And it's basically our colors. You know, there again, I'm being very liberal with what I'm saying are our colors, because as long as they're kind of pink, kind of teal, kind of, then that is good enough. And it's all going to mesh together when we're done, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Whoa, hey. Whoa, 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 whoa. Getting a little rambunctious there, Nana. Okay. Just bits and pieces. I don't even know. You know, like, well, I have said many times, I will say many times again, because it's true, and this is a perfect example. Before you take your stuff to the thrift store, say if you're getting rid of some clothes or something, look and see if it's something that you might want to craft with, okay? And that way you've got all these precious goodies to play with and make something beautiful out of, right? Let me see. I feel like I really need a little bit of something. But I'm just laying this down. Not any real rhyme or reason. And like I said, if we wanted to, we could kind of bunch it together and ruffle it up, but I'm not going to do that this time around. And we have to remember also, bulk is not really our friend when it comes to getting things together to put in our junk journal, because you end up having a really bulky, too big of pages, and then your spine is all stressed in your book because it's trying to accommodate all the goodies you put in it, and every time I seem to be stressing the spine because I make it too thick. Now, if you saw the first video in this series, I prepared, I haven't done it yet, but I cut out a 4-inch spine to do, because this is my junk journal to Spain, and I wanted to just do it in one journal. Now, a couple years ago when I went to Paris, I made 2 journals, and you guys can look back and see that if you want to. I think they were probably about, they might have been 2.5 to 3, but I had to make 2, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that with this one, so. And once you get everything in there, all the goodies in there, then it's just too much. But my problem is what to leave out. I don't want to leave any of it out. You know, I want to use all the junk I brought home, all the brochures and flyers and bits and pieces and all the fun goodies I brought. I don't want to leave any of that stuff out. So then you start getting a pretty hefty journal. And once you put everything else in there that you want in there, it gets pretty big. So we've got this journal to do. And when we're done, I only have a couple of pieces of this yellow. Well, I might have some somewhere else. I don't think so. I'm not sure what we used it in. Not even sure what it was off of. And here's a little piece of lace. I'm just going to put it across there. But anyway, yeah, when we get this one done, we'll go back and we'll do a couple more pages in our vision board journal. Hold on. And then we'll move on to something else. I think I should probably put this, I'll have to look back. I think I put a couple of videos up when I went to Spain. I'll have to look and see, but I think I'll put this in my Spain. I did a playlist, I think, of Spain. Here's a pink one. That was the same as that, these cream colored ones. And we can put like a little bead or something, a little pearl or bead or something in the middle of this when we're done. That'll be really cute. Anyway, I could go back and put this. I think I will. At least the finished product. Oh, this was off of that dress, that sundress. I'll put it in the Spain stuff. And I've got a bunch more I could put in there. You know, just like a regular person, it just so happened that my brother is a world traveler, and That's how I went to Paris. His wife wanted to go to Paris. That was her, dream. She hadn't been. He had been several times. He acted like, oh boy, whatever. No big deal. Like when we were there, I was just like completely mesmerized the whole time. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Been there, done that, seen it. And I was just like, oh my God. I mean, I just couldn't even. We were there. I got to stay 3 weeks, which is so incredible. I know it is. But they were there, and they were staying. How long did they stay? I don't think they stayed a month. Anyway, so I was like, he's like, well, come. And I was like, how long can I stay? And he's like, as long as you want. Well, all right, guys, I'm just going to keep on doing this. I could talk all night and do this all night. It's already, oh, goodness, it's 1 in the morning. I'm just going to keep on keeping on here because, yeah, might as well. Oh, look, I only have about, I still have about 24 inches of ribbon. I think I'll go ahead and finish this, but you don't need to see me do that. And then we'll have a really nice snippet roll. See? And we can go from there. Like I said, if we want to do more embellishing, we can. But then we can just roll our little snippet roll up and have it available. And this is in the, colors that I want. But it's all just random bits and pieces. I didn't go out and buy anything. But look at that. See, that's going to make us a really nice embellishment for my junk journal to Spain. Alright guys, I am going to let you go. I'm going to keep at this and get this done, and I'm going to wrap it up for the night. And I will see you soon. Like and subscribe, okay? This is Modern Day Nana. I will see you soon. Come on Friday and, see what we're doing there. Alright? Bye-bye.